What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, December 12th, 2022. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you all very much. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready for this moon day. Well, we are going to see a moon in Leo. It's going to be at that end of the first decan, coming through the middle parts of Leo here. It is going to square the nodes of the moon, so this is coming off the south or the north node conjunction in Taurus, and it reaches this Leo mark heading towards the south node. The moon on its path, if you've ever seen pictures of like the moon phases and how it makes that S, we are at a bottom sort of turning point here where we are kind of feeling emotionally like we are at this sort of bottom place, but the moon in Leo is looking for happiness, it's looking for joy, for love, and how to fully express ourselves in the things that bring that into our life. We're seeing a sun in Sagittarius at 20 degrees, it's sextile Saturn, so there is this Saturn in Aquarius that's the opposite of this moon in Leo that is saying we need to find the happiness in the journey in many ways, and knowing that the journey makes time and that there is a lot of pieces that are connecting in our life, and patience and persistence on this adventure is what's going to open things up. And I think that today is very important to find the happiness no matter what, of course, but to also express yourself in the most true form that meets with your values, that meets with this sense of identity that you really want to show the world. But you know what? Forget about the world. What identity do you want to show yourself that you're capable of creating? We're also going to see Mars retrograde at 14 degrees Gemini. That moon in Leo is going to make a sextile to it. Right after it does make a square to these nodes. And there is that aspect here where it's like, it feels like things can be moving backwards. It feels like we're like, what's going on? Mars retrogrades are not the most fun. They are the most rare retrograde of all the planets. And we're in one right now. So we're all dealing with it mentally and understanding our identity. And this moon's saying, hey, if you can find the excitement and the happiness and the joy and the connectivity and the conversation of how you're truly feeling about yourself, about the world, about your environment, there's a lot of benefits here. There's a lot of actual comfort in identifying, especially just this more creative side of ourselves. So today's very creative. It is staying persistent. It's trying to stay dedicated. Dedication and persistence are everything right now. It's just keeping the journey going. Even when it feels like at times, oh, I don't know, like there's an integrity within us, there's some grit, and it is this expanse that we can see take form on a day like this, where it is also, we're going to see Mercury come to 8 degrees of Capricorn, where it is going to enter its shadow. Mercury is going to come to 25, actually just under 25, 24 Cap, and it's going to retrograde here in just a couple weeks. So we're at this point where we're seeing Mercury slow down, come into shadow, and we're going to come back over these things, and we're going to see a Mercury retrograde with a Mars retrograde to, you know, start this new year. So it's definitely not about having this almighty knowing that this Sag season can want to bring out. I know where things are going. I believe it's definitely safe to believe, and with Jupiter getting ready to come into Aries, there's a lot of beliefs that are about to get identified right now, but it's the patience and the dedication to get to those points and to not get taken away from your happiness, to not get taken away from the life that brings you excitement and joy, because we're not seeing maybe the ultimate payout right away. We're not seeing things just come into manifestation right away. Maybe we are, maybe we're not. It is the patience that is going to pay off, and that's where the great gifts are. And of course, Venus is here in Capricorn as well. So we are starting with Mercury and Venus and Pluto here in Capricorn. There's a grounding element, big time, that's telling us it's okay to have long-term goals, to have long-term commitments, long-term plans. These things are going to feel good. We might not see the outcome right away, but remember that it's a long journey here in Sagittarius, and if we're able to go step by step and connect to certain energies in life that we really feel like are beneficial, that they are coming. So I like this Monday, but we are at this point where I think, you know, and we're also seeing the moon square Uranus too. So there's a little erratic energy that we're feeling, because I think we all want to break out. We're ready for the breakout. We got very edgy energy too with Jupiter at 29 Pisces. There's this edgy breakout to this big change and identification within how much abundance we can have, realizing too that we have so much abundance within us, but there's a story getting ready to happen here, and we're getting like the little hints of it, but we might not have the full knowledge, the full understanding. It's almost like we got to stay in the class of the universe here and remember that it's likely what we're all searching for are carving out bits and pieces of happiness in this life. And today's a good example of how to carve that out, because it's shifting where things are going further, that this story can be based around happiness. It can be based around a very unique expression of self. And if you're able to find your comfort in your unique expression of values, and you're able to shine in that and not care what others are doing, and just get back to that sense of, how am I creating my journey? How am I creating my big outlook? There's a lot that you can find, and it's definitely a day to look at ourselves with love, to look at others with love, and to not stray from that one ultimate universal truth, that this universe is built with love. And we can forget that in this dense reality at times, because sometimes we don't always see that reflection, but that doesn't mean it's not true. So it's definitely a day to find that, to get into a point of not being scared of the future, but being excited for the future, and understanding that this identification of the truth of what that's going to look like is so close, and we can feel it. Don't get swept up into whatever might be showing you that that's not possible. There's so many possibilities, but it does take time to see those possibilities come into physical manifestation for us all. And I hope you have a great, great, great Monday. Card for the day is the Seven of Swords. Woo! I don't know, it just feels like there is some shady energy today that's trying to take us into a darker place, trying to lie to us and show us that love isn't, okay, or that happiness isn't acceptable right now. It's not okay to be happy if this happens. You have to be upset. This is where you're showing yourself and showing the universe that you can be a powerful controller over your own mind and decide what it is you want to put your energy and effort into, and that you're not going to let shady, dark, thieving energy that's out there in our realm. It's a thing. It's out there. There's light and dark in all of the universe. We're not going to let some dark force take us from what we truly want and what we're trying to create and expand upon moving forward. I love you all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.